I did say something to the effect that guardian ad litem Sukob had torn what was left of my family apart, and actually she did, because it went a lot further than merely giving loan contacts to my father. Now, there are two members of my family who would say, oh, they weren't loan contacts. Yes, they were. They were, because they were to be joint contacts from which I was excluded. I had my own separate contact with my daughter. And the two family members in question of those, one was living in Cornwall, never took up the contact, and the other was becoming romantically entangled at that point in time, and didn't share those contacts to my knowledge. So they were lone contacts to my father, and anyone with half a brain cell could have worked that out. Mind you, there were some really strange stipulations. The judge had to be told over and over again that I was divorced from the father of my daughter. Nevertheless, he stipulated that we should spend our Christmases together with said daughter. I suppose really I could have said, all right, Bob, can't go against the court orders, can we? You'd best find a B&B over Christmas. And then you can come. What I actually did, being incredibly soft and stupid at the time, was put him up in my home each Christmas, my ex-husband, so that we could fulfill the conditions of this court order. Civil court, of course. The only way I could have got out of it was to say, leave me out. I didn't want to be left out. I wanted to see my daughter. At Christmas. And any other time. This happened in April 1993, and it's actually getting to me very much at the moment, every time I see that name, Sukob, for a start. And then I think, when was the last time I went with both my daughters to this place and to that place? And I think, pre-April 1993. Those were last times. So, this excision from my family did occur, and it did occur courtesy of Sukob. The judge listening to nothing that was said whatsoever, other than she said. But it was my second excision, really. It was my excision from the nuclear family of my creation, so to speak, my daughters. The excision from the nuclear family my parents created began possibly before I was born, but it was there. My mother had a lot of cousins. I never met any of them. One of them I recently discovered died in 2004, at which time I was 50. Another one was sent Christmas cards by my mother every single year. His name and address appears in every single address book. And my name must have been left off those Christmas cards, because I have a letter from him in which he states quite clearly that he did not know that I existed. He did know that Rosemary had a son. All of that ties in rather nicely, of course. Well, it's not particularly nice for me, with my not believing any of the details about my birth. None. So I do say, yes, I came from Southampton because that was where I lived from the age of 4. And perhaps I was born somewhere near Willington Quay or Whitley Bay, and perhaps not. Prove it. This is my attitude now. Bloody prove it. I have to prove everything I'm saying. And it's historical stuff, which makes it difficult to prove. Other than by letters and photographs and what have you and so forth. A birth certificate I will not necessarily take as proof. Not at all. Nor a marriage certificate, nor a death certificate, not after the pile that I have. So that's just a little bit about never actually being part of either the family I was born into or the family I bore.